Good evening, I'm Alistair James Stockdale. You can call me Al. Mr. Al. They also call me Stocky Balboa, Mr. Stock. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I am in no way affiliated with the pop culture sensation, also known as Mr. Al. Let's take a look. To pay homage to the music video that we watched earlier, let's start by talking about music, one of my favorites. So what are some ways we listen to music? When I think about listening to music, the first thing that comes to mind, well, this isn't actually true, but I feel like listening at first, is the radio. The good old-fashioned radio. Did you know that there are invisible radio waves at all times moving throughout the air? I think that's true. So let's take a look. Oh wait, that one's broken. I'm not plugging this one in because a mouse lives back there. Oh, I've got one right over here. You ever wonder what's on TV? Outer space. UHF, like the Weird Al movie. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, that's the music that's on TV. Let's see what music is on the radio.
Oh, I couldn't find him. I went to the Port Hospital, but they told me he had...
That's not music. Here we go. That was intense. Let's move on. Vinyl, also known as the record. When someone asks me which record I prefer, I say the music maestro, please. That's right, Barry White.
The needle drags along the grooves of the record, and by some miracle of modern science, this is what happens when you play a Barry White record. Let's use a different song, so I do not get sued. Never underestimate the power of music.
We talked a little bit about how radios work. They pick up the radio frequency in the air. And then we looked at how records work. The needle drags along the grooves. I have no idea how that actually works. I do not have an 8-track player. But you know what I do have? I got a lot of these bad boys. And they work in a similar fashion. In some way, magnetically, the sound is recorded onto this tape. You're gonna have to ask your science teacher. Do you know what this is? Maybe if I press this button. This is a cassette player with a little cassette in there. There's nothing written on it, so we're just gonna have to play it to see what it is.
Secretary will disavow any knowledge of your actions. This tape will self-destruct in 5 seconds. Good luck, Al.
You just take this little son of a gun, put it right in here, like that, and you press play.
Please hang up and try again.
Now we step into the digital era with the compact disc, also known as a CD. It works a lot like a record because it spins in the CD player, except the data is digital. Also, instead of a record needle, there's a laser. Pretty cool, huh? And this CD actually was made to look like a record. Thought that was kind of cute. Now, fortunately, all of my CD players are broken, except for the one in my car. But my car's out of gas, and my bank account is over withdrawn. I was never cool enough to have a mini disc player, and I have yet to live that down. However, on one lucky day, someone did give me an MP3 player. I'm not going to play any music on it because the battery dies after 30 seconds. But what about performing music? Do you play a musical instrument? Which instrument do you play? That's pretty cool. If I remember correctly, according to page 1330 of Webster's Dictionary, a percussion instrument is an instrument percussion instrument A musical instrument in which the tone is produced when some part is struck, such as the cymbals, the drums, the maraca, tambourine, the triangle, xylophone, etc. I'm a big kid. Dun, dun. Is that how you... Ow! And broadly the piano. Don't forget the part about the piano, because that was a trick question on my 4th grade music test, and everybody got it wrong. Another family of musical instruments is called brass. The sound is made by vibrating lips. Like this. Into a mouthpiece. And thanks to John Philip Sousa, we have the sousaphone. Very similar to the tuba. Woodwind instruments. Wood, wind. Wind, wood. You need wind, and you need wood. There are 2 kinds of woodwind instruments. The fluted woodwind and the reeded woodwind. In the case of the fluted woodwind, the wind, which comes from you, goes directly through the instrument, and the way that the air moves through it creates a sound. This one I found at the dollar store. It doesn't work that well. This one I found actually underneath that bookshelf. You can't see, but the other side has a bunch of mildew on it, so I'm not going to play it. I know what you're saying. Sure. These used to be made out of wood. This is made out of wood. How could this be a woodwind instrument? The reeded woodwind uses a wooden reed. Yes, it is made out of wood. That vibration is what causes the sound to come through the instrument. String instruments. They have strings.
Okay, Al, they moved the air conditioning turned up high.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
Wait. Now there is one thing you should never do with any stringed instrument, or any other instrument for that matter. Fly. Because it is completely unacceptable, inappropriate, irresponsible, and worst of all,
It is not cool. Do you want me to show you? Funding provided in large part by starvation, sleep deprivation, and viewers like you.